Hey there friends, fans, and collectors. Welcome to another episode of Binary Sunset News. We are recapping the May 4th live stream. All the pre-orders are live on most of the reveals that we saw yesterday, and there's some exciting stuff to talk about. Let's get going.
Commence primary ignition.
Make sure to blast that subscribe button below. That way you'll stay on the forefront of the best Star Wars news and reviews as soon as I make them.
We did get some cool reveals yesterday. As a lot of people are commenting, and they're right to do so, we didn't get any brand new figures. And most of the figures that we saw in the reveal yesterday were either retools or repacks of previous figures that we've seen in the past. Kicking off the list of reveals, we'll start with the Vintage Collection like we always do. We'll start with the 332nd Clone Trooper. Now, this is Ahsoka's Clone Trooper. We saw this trooper previously as a Walmart exclusive in the Black Series, and it's nice to see that we're finally getting that in the Vintage Collection. The card back looks absolutely amazing. It's always been a really unique and great depiction of the character, and a unique card back that's immediately collectible. Just as they were saying in a live stream too, that whole moment, that whole scene, but especially that series of episodes around Order 66 was really so much more poignant. A nice endgame and finale to characters and troopers and beings that we loved for 7 seasons. This year is the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones. We all remember there was a whole specific line geared to the 40th anniversary of Empire, and I know that this isn't as big as the 40th, but I really wish that we would celebrate these anniversaries, particularly for movies and figures that are so marketable in Hasbro. I will mention that the next Vintage Collection reveal was Anakin Skywalker in his Padawan form. Now, we did get a repack of Peasant Anakin, which is Attack of the Clones Anakin, in his kind of like lighter robes, but this is Padawan Anakin Skywalker, and with a redone face like we're seeing with the repacks, and a really, really neat looking soft goods robe. Definitely excited for that, but I'm not even sure. This, of course, was an Attack of the Clones in the timeline, so this will be on the Attack of the Clones card back, but upsetting that they didn't make a note of that. Next up, we have the Mandalorian Super Commando. Now, I am really excited for this figure. He's going to look fabulous next to our 332nd and Ahsoka troopers. But just to commemorate the 7th season and the final season of the Clone Wars and the invasion of Mandalore, it's such an easy figure to add to just change a little bit and make an army out of. And it's really great that we're finally seeing that. So with the Death Watch Airborne Trooper, with the regular Death Watch Trooper, with the Super Commando Officer with the horns, and now finally with the regular Super Commando, we're seeing a great deal of Mandalorian figures. And even if they're the goofy Disney ones with the goofy Disney blasters, I'm still glad to see Mandos and Mando armor. It always warms my heart. But this figure looks great. I can't wait. The card back looks amazing. I love that lime green tinting they have with some of these card backs. Next up, we get into some of our gaming greats. We've seen a shift, I believe, in Black Series to Vintage Collection in terms of they're listening to the fan base and listening and hearing that what we want is 375, what we need is the Vintage Collection, and this is shown most in the amount of gaming greats figures that's being released. This is now being continued with the Gaming Greats Heavy Assault Stormtrooper. Now this little goober is right from the game. He has his Z6, so actually the really most exciting part about this is the first time we're ever seeing in the Star Wars 375 scale the Z6 rotary cannon. Now this is the little Star Wars minigun that we saw for years and years and years, a decade now on the Clone Wars. And, you know, we hadn't really seen it in the Galactic Civil War except on the video games, and it was transferring over, and that, of course, is where this figure is from. The card back looks really unique. It even comes with a little shield effect and a little blast effect that you can put on the end of the rifle to make it look like it's either being shielded or also being shot. Just a very cool, different, unique design, and it's great to see. You know, I love seeing Stormtroopers. I love seeing variations of Stormtroopers, but particularly heavy weapons Stormtroopers. Man, these guys are great, and I love to see them. Next up on the gaming greats, we're getting the Stormtrooper Commander. Now, this bad Larry was seen previously in the Black Series a couple of years ago. I guess like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. We're now finally seeing him in the Vintage Collection. The troopers, and particularly the Stormtroopers, it's amazing to add the depth to these guys. and it really isn't that difficult to repaint and rechange these figures and retool them and make them be completely more unique dudes. Now this Stormtrooper Commander comes with a blue shading on his helmet. He's got a neat little like half shade check mark that denotes his status. He's also got a really cool looking lining down his chest that marks and comes into a V. Great looking design, really unique paint job that's battle worn and looking fabulous. And another one of those card backs that's taken from a rendered image that's animated and souped up to make look more live action. Love seeing those, and fabulous on the gaming grades. Important to note about the Stormtrooper Commander is that this is the first time that we are seeing the Force Unleashed logo on the Vintage Collection card back. This image looks really great. It's the one with Starkiller in the middle with the Force Unleashed on it. It's great to see on a Vintage Collection card back. Hopefully this is the start of many, many figures we'll be seeing with these guys, because we know there's so many characters in that game that's now really old. I don't even want to say how old it is, because it's over a decade old, definitely. Wow. So this game that's really, really old now, there's so many characters and so many different variations of troopers that we would love to see in the 375 scale and on the Vintage Collection. Last but not least, we are continuing our Hasbro exclusive Trooper Builder Pack, and now we finally are getting Vintage Collection Phase 1 clones. And just like they've been continuing with the other packs that we're seeing, we're getting 3 regular troopers and 1 officer. Now this being a clone lieutenant who comes in the blue. It's excellent that we're going to be seeing a repack of this in one of the most growing popular spin-offs of the Vintage Collection, which is the Troop Builder packs. Now these troopers look amazing. They come like we saw with the Vintage Collection 46 reprint of the Phase 1 Trooper. They come with removable helmets. I gotta say, the face looks different. It looks redesigned. Hopefully the articulation is going to be redesigned also, so we'll be seeing full like rocker ankles and better elbows, because as we saw with these reprints, the shoulder pauldrons kind of limited the articulation of the pauldrons all around, limited articulation. So hopefully we'll be seeing a redesigned articulation with these guys, as we've been seeing with new figures and new. Everyone's going to get a DCS, so the small carbine rifle, but we're also going to be getting 2 DC-15A heavy rifles, those big bad Larrys that we love seeing them come down with in the gunships. It's really a shame that some of these that this branch of figure packs is still a habsroPulse USA kind of North American exclusive. Let's go with some Black Series reveals. I'm gonna go pretty quickly through these. Starting us off, we have Ewok Village Leia. Now this is Princess Leia from Return of the Jedi, when she was chilling with the Ewoks, getting her hair braided, you know, doing all that fun stuff. Neat looking figure. We have an Ewok spear there, same spear that looks like it came with TiVo. Next we have Filgrin Dan. Now Filgrin Dan was previously released on the Vintage Collection and is the main headliner for the Modal Nodes, which is the do band for Star Wars. Next up we have the New Republic Droid. Now this New Republic Droid has been seen a couple different times in The Mandalorian. Neat looking battle droid and kind of all-time droid. Cool to see that getting a figure. I really like the droids figures. I would love to see this in a 375 Vintage Collection figure. So hopefully we'll be seeing that soon. Next up we have Nolan Chiel. He's the other name member of the Modal Nodes, which is the band. Now this guy is a deluxe figure in the Black Series, comes with a bunch of different hands, bunch of different drum assortments. I think it's pretty cool. Hopefully we'll be seeing that in a deluxe Vintage Collection figure soon also. We have a new Obi-Wan that's coming our way. Now this is an Obi-Wan from the new series that's coming out. He's being labeled the Wandering Jedi. Last up, and most importantly, we have the 187th Clone Trooper. Now this is Mace Windu's clone division, the 187th, and this is all going to be a Walgreens exclusive. So Mace Windu is known for his awesome purple lightsaber. Legacy clones following him had a shared purple shade to their clone trooper armor. They also had an extra pauldron and a bunch of different other stuff, but they were really, really cool troopers. And throughout the Legacy, they were just known to have this awesome purple shade to them. It's actually even more interesting because LEGO was releasing a 187 tank design with their troopers, and they've chosen to use the bright purple designs also. So I'm not quite sure what Hasbro is doing and not following suit for that. I will say also, as a note of the newest reveals, and most figures coming with at least 2 accessories, removable helmets, all kinds of different detail. The figurine Dan coming with, a bunch of different musical instruments. The cantina coming with all these tiny little cups. We are almost getting back to the days in the 375 scale where we're seeing some crazy, crazy accessories as a norm. So I think that that's also something we should really, really celebrate, because it's something we've been calling for. It's something that we really appreciate as collectors, as photographers, as anybody that deals with this kind of scale of Star Wars. It's great scene building, it's great world building, and it's what we've been calling for as collectors. And Hasbro is responding. Now, to also mention that, it's great to see an expansion to more of the troop builder packs, the 4-packs. In the last Marvel releases and G.I. Joe releases, they are removing the plastic bubble and removing the plastic from a lot of their figures in a display in the box. And I know a lot of collectors are really been, for lack of a better word, bitching and moaning about this. And honestly, from my perspective, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And I'm an in-box collector also. Now, they're gonna find a way to make these look cool still, just so we don't see the window. It's really not that big of a deal in my eyes. People are making it seem like they're taking their firstborn or taking an organ out of them without any anesthetic. It is, like, ridiculous, the bitching and moaning. So, honestly, not that big of a deal if it were to happen. But I think that is interesting on this launch and this live stream. This would have been an opportunity to say, hey, Star Wars, you're in the boat also. But very interesting to see that we didn't get the announcement. All of the new figures, all the new boxings that we've been seeing still had our plastic in it. I'm sure they'll take it away from us at some point, but let me remind everyone, it's really not that big of a deal. They're not going to harm the figures at all. They're just going to use that plastic in other ways. All of these pre-orders are up right now, excluding the 187th clone from Walgreens. Just like the previous Walgreens clone, we don't know when they're going to be up, when we're going to see them, or when they're ever going to hit shelves. It's a shame Walgreens keeps getting these amazing Black Series clones. I don't know what the history is with that, but there'll be more information here. Stick to here. As soon as I know about it, I'll post it below. But I'll post all the other pre-orders in the description below. Be sure to check those guys out. Leave comments below. Let me know what you think. I'm going to keep trying to do these news things. I know it's been quite some time. But thanks so much for watching Binary Sunset News. As always, I've been Mike. I hope you're enjoying your spring. I hope you had a great May 5th. I hope that you're taking some time for yourself, because you are really amazing and you are special. Have a great day out there. Stay safe, stay sane, and remember, the Force will be with you. Always.
I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in the universe.